We saw in class a little example where I had installed a MongoDB database, uploaded a bunch of information about New York City restaurants, and we'll play with that a little bit today just to get a sense of what goes on. This is the documentation for MongoDB CRUD operations, where CRUD stands for create, read, update, and delete. I mean, what else do you want? And so if we were to jump right into, I mean, you should read over the concepts in the introduction. But if we jump into the tutorial, there's all sorts of things you can do here for as examples. In particular, this idea of asking questions about the documents that we have is really interesting. So if I come in here, I'm in my nitrous container where I've got the Mongo installed and the database stored, and I can just say, hey, I just want to interact with Mongo right here at a command line. So I'm on the server right now, and I want to say, well, I'm looking at my database. I want to look at restaurants. This is what we've got loaded up, and I'll just say find. And I'm just going to follow along kind of with what they're talking about over here, just to give you an example that you can play with. And oh my goodness, you know, there's a lot of restaurants in that database. I think there's 25,000 or something. So we can look at things that we can be more specific about. Like if I say I want to look at my restaurants here, and I want to be able to, if only know how to spell, I want to be able to find something quite specific. I'm going to put that, again, there's a syntax involved, and we typically wouldn't be directly interfacing with our database like this. So we're going to have a little bit of code to do it, but just to show you how it's done. But if I want to say, hey, you know, there's something in the database that talks about cuisine as being one of the keys in there, and I can say, well, I'm looking for things where the cuisine is maybe bakery or something like that, and I can enter something like that, and there's going to be many more results here. It's just showing me the first batch, but we can see that this is all of these fields have bakery. It's a pretty quick lookup. These databases are really optimized to work like this. And certainly you can see that there's all sorts of things that we can do. We can say maybe we're looking for cuisine that's like bakery or Italian or something like that. I might want to be looking for, in terms of what this database has in it, maybe I even want to go through and do something about grades that have been given, because we do have some kind of rating system here. So we can talk about using operators, like maybe we're looking for something or something else. Maybe we're actually looking for an exact match of something that's an inner field. So maybe down here it's something like database, in our example, restaurants, and we're looking for it's a find when we're saying we've got a query going on, and we have to put the curly brackets inside there. And again, this would be in code, but if I say maybe I'm looking for an address dot zip code of and then there's a colon, and then I can specify a specific value, and maybe it's 1122 9 or something like that. And again, I think I could use single quotes or double quotes and see if that works. Yeah, you can see that that's kind of starting to give me some kind of a proximity calculation. But you know what? There's databases like Mongo actually have some geolocation stuff built in too, so you can certainly look at that. It's pretty cool. So there's a lot to learn here, and we're just sipping. You know, there's a lot we could be doing. Looking at maybe matching an embedded field and limiting the results, or there's you name it, we can do it. And certainly the way that the concepts and introduction and tutorials go here, to be able to add documents in. So this is if I wanted to add in, I want to insert in a restaurant, or maybe remove documents. It's all here for us. It's a world unto itself to learn it all, but at least we can understand kind of what it's doing and how we can use it on the server side to store our data and search our data in a very flexible way. So stay tuned and we'll get a full stack example